Alex Answer here, coming to you from my favorite hill here in southern Colorado. I made a lot of videos about solar maximum and the links to wars and things of that nature. And some of you have already given me some feedback that you're able to identify that there are moments where you also feel emotional, sometimes angry, sometimes reactive. And it's all manifesting in the news. A lot of it's become really predictable. It's not very surprising. Another story, by the way, of another banker that threw themselves off a building. And by the way, why are they all kind of killing themselves in a similar way? Why don't they, do something different? It's like they're being programmed to throw themselves off buildings. I don't know. But what I will say is headline after headline is, for me, confirmation after confirmation of the links between solar flares and civil unrest, social unrest, changes in society, a lot of things going on, a lot of new things being launched, a lot of people losing it, a lot of people getting in fights, and in cities across America, there are reports that read like record numbers of shootings or record number of people shot. What the hell? What's going on? Oh, what's going on? Portland, Oregon. Chicago, Illinois. Baltimore, Maryland. Then there's a whole story about the Bandito Texas shootout, Waco, Texas, and it comes out that the cops shot most of the people there. They were there ahead of time. It was the reality of what that whole thing was really about was very different than the way they portrayed it when it was happening. So confirmation after confirmation, staged, managed events by Western intelligence agencies when there are solar flares. Have you seen the kind of crap they're putting out there about ISIS? Americans joining ISIS? And then they want to go out there and say, oh yeah, now Americans are getting ready to go fight ISIS because the government won't do it. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? Now, 9/11 took place during a solar flare. Massive deception. Baseball bat. Boom! Hit the beehive. All these bees come out. An analogy some of you may have heard before. The war drums are beating. People are pissed off. Things are blowing up. People are reacting. Solar flares are erupting. This is what we saw with 9/11 and all that built up energy that led to the invasion of Iraq. Like right there on the chart, like boom, boom, boom. And many people in the conspiracy research community still don't get it. There's a strategy to when the bankers wage their wars. There was a comment where someone was saying, no, I think this is really more about bankers make it. No. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm trying to help people understand there is a strategy to when they actually pull that lever and manufacture these events. It is in line with solar flares. What I wanted to really dig into in this video was the need for us all to use our tools, to breathe, to, observe, be in the observer mode, to be less reactive, to make an effort, to not be another autobaton. And there's many of those in today's society, and those are the ones that we see come unhinged when we go through these natural changes. So when we're aware of it, and we work on the tools, breathing, deep breathing, observing our breath, grounding ourselves, all things you can work on your own. Getting exercise, it's very important to get exercise when we are going through these changes because we got to release the energy. That's why it's important to create goals, to create things, to be balanced. We don't want to be unbalanced. People that are unbalanced can be easily controlled. And so we see the propaganda and all the other examples of events taking place, not to mention all these war games. You can find many articles now in the last couple of days written about all these global war games taking place on the planet, many governments included and involved. Many things outside the box of Jade Helm. Other countries seemingly responding to Jade Helm with their own exercises. We see this global coordination across the board. And I think this is just more evidence that the powers that be know that these are the times to be staging certain events, to try to get man into this, mindset of wanting to fight, wanting to kill, wanting to destroy. It's going to be some time before they line everything up for the great one. This is like a lot of premeditative movement, and then again, I could be wrong. But it's all being done because mankind typically and womankind reacts biologically because of the changes of the sun, what it's doing to their hormones, what it's doing to their brainwave state, what it's doing to their sexuality, what it's doing to their heartbeat and their heart rate. Some people are more likely to be duped into war and conflict. So these are the times to, instead of reacting unmindfully and destructively, these are the times to be creating things, to be meditating, to be breathing, to be building up our own energy, instead of that energy being channeled in an unmindful, toxic manner. There's a reason why a lot of people like to drink and drug during these periods. They got so much energy, they don't know what to do with it. Energy is not a bad thing. Energy is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. We just got to bring it down to a balanced state and use that energy for positive purposes. Whatever that energy is, wherever that energy is coming from. And we may find ourselves, a little more sexual during certain periods, or aggressive, or irritated. It's not that all these things are wrong, but it's like, how do we channel our excess energy in certain areas towards positivity? See, a lot of people still don't understand how we as human beings down here are affected by the changes up there. But that's why periodically I bring this up on this channel, and I make it solution-oriented, encouraging people to ground themselves, be balanced, and to take a closer look at the things happening in the news, mirroring the things that are happening elsewhere. It really doesn't matter that the sun is calm at this moment. I can feel the fact that it's calm. It's that we're in a period where there is an increase in solar flares overall in this period of between 2010, 2011, including 2012, 2013, 2014, and this tail end of the solar cycle being 2015. So there's going to be a concentration of stories relating to people just losing their shit right now. War game drills right now. People chopping up their kids right now. People acting like they're zombies right now. People overdosing at your local pizza parlor right now. And then you'll notice just drive-by shootings outside someone's doorstep, outside someone's house right now. It's like there are periods where it's like, oh my God, everything's just heading towards this point, and then it tapers off. For those of you that have lived in some of the same urban cities for more than 20 or 30 or 40 years, you've seen cycles and waves to social unrest, violence, and just overall decadency in society where people just seem to have lost their minds. And there are other periods where people seem to be working again, or their minds seem to be functioning again, or people seem to be getting along more in the street. There seems to be less road rage incidents, as opposed to periods where there's more road rage incidents. And that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at in all these videos, this video series on solar maximum, how it affects us. There's an ebb and a flow. There's an oscillation, just like a sound wave. And it's very important that we understand these changes. I'm Alex Ansary, signing off from Southern Colorado. Thank you for watching.